All right, so we have the old fuel tank out of the car already. Here's the brand new Automotive fancy fuel pump with the fuel tank. It's a 340 liter per hour fuel pump. I think it's their Stealth. I forgot exactly which Stealth system it is. This is their Stealth 2 tank that I got for my car specifically. And then I have about 37 different fittings and such for the AN garbage. But what we're planning on doing is we're going to put this in the car. I'm going to pull this out and make sure that all the connections and everything are correct in it, just to make sure. Because supposedly, depending on what happens, if you don't check that, sometimes some of their connectors and shipping and stuff can like get jostled around. And things won't be correct. So we'll check that out. And then once we check that out, it's going to go up in the car, and then it'll go up in the car. And we're going to start routing all the different stuff. And hopefully it'll be running before this weekend at the latest. And that way we can go and have some fun with it before Wednesday night next week. And we can go racing and actually see what it'll do. So that's the plan. Let's see how this works. What's up, guys? So this is day 2 of us working on the car. So the first day we ended up working on it quite a bit, and we ended up getting the tank in and some other stuff without you guys seeing that because my camera died, and then we were just kind of running through it, and there was a whole lot of video available to do, if that makes sense, just because of just what we were doing and talking and hanging out. So we were kind of hanging out and working, and that wasn't really video worthy for you guys. So now I'm going to show you some video of us. I'll show you what we did. Tank's in the car already. And then what I'm going to be doing today, and hopefully we're going to make it run this weekend. So let me get into showing you guys what we did. So obviously the tank's in the car. I don't know if you can really see it very well, but there's the fuel lines right here. There's the fuel inlet for it. The pump itself's on this side, but then it runs both lines into the actual fuel pump. We have to wire everything still because it's not wired, but everything's plumbed and ready to go now. This is the fuel line that goes to the fuel system, and that's the return line. Then comes back to it. We have hose to AN fittings on both of these to reuse our hard lines. I don't know if you're necessarily supposed to use your hard lines again, and I know someone's probably going to say that, but we're going to try it because this isn't super high pressure, so we're going to roll with it. And these will be fine, I think. So these lines are good to 250 psi, and then these lines are good for the same. And then it runs all the way down, if you can see that, you can see right there, it runs to that spot right there. And then you can see, let me see if I can move the tire so you might be able to see a little bit better. Something got dropped behind me. But you can see the AN lines are right here, and then it rolls into the AN high pressure line, and then here's the return line, which you can see the inside line. Once I lift the car back up. All right, now we're going down. I'll show you Chevrolet. But I'll show you what's going on up on the top, and then what we'll be doing probably today and finishing up the video, this video maybe, or we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how long this one is. But you know how to stop. Lower back down. All right. So the inner fender comes in this way. Down here, I have the high pressures in the bottom, or no, the return lines on the bottom, the high pressures on the top. There's a grommet through the firewall for the high pressure one. There's a rubber grommet for the low pressure. That's the stock one. The low pressure, the return line's up on the top. It runs to this side of it, and then the high pressure has a fuel filter right there, and then there's a 90-degree, and it rolls up to this side. So that's what we have going on so far. Next thing we have to do for it is figure out these plugs and running them to the back, so I'll have to read the book, which you guys won't have to watch me reading a book, but do that. I need to put the fuel filter block off, or fuel block off plate for the fuel pump on, and then after that I think it's pretty much good. Once we wire it all back up, put the battery in, and it should start theoretically. So that's kind of our plan. Alright, so welcome back to day 2 of us working on the car, and there's really not going to be much working on the car. You know why? Because it's done. Yeah, we kind of did a lot of off stuff the first night that we worked on it. I got a lot of the plumbing done, and then yesterday when we started working on it a little bit, I videoed a little bit, kind of like an intro thing, but then I had to go and I came back and my dad did all the wiring in the car, so we were going to be doing all the wiring on here, but he already did it all, so it's done. So I did a few more of the wiring stuff. I put the battery back in, and I feel like that's video worthy for you guys because I'm putting a battery back in, so that's not really video worthy. But what is, give me 1 second. Let's not bash the door into the post. Ready? 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 Oh, we have contact everywhere. We already checked for leaks everywhere on it when I did that. And it doesn't seem to have any kind of leaks on it. So I'm going to lower the car. We're going to lower the car. You can hear the FI tech kicking the fuel back. We're going to lower the car down and then push it back a little bit, and then start it and see how it runs, and we'll go from there. Hopefully we're driving it today, because today last week we went to a restaurant and what our waitress talked about, a really cool pizza place about an hour from here. So we're potentially, depending on what happens with here and how this runs in the next like 30 minutes, taking it up the hill about an hour with my dad's car potentially, my mom's car, and the Camaro potentially. So, or whatever formulation of that, depending on how many cars we take. But that's kind of the plan. Let's see how well this whole day unfolds. Stay tuned. Alright, so before I start it and everything, let me show you guys what we actually did as far as up here with the fuel lines and stuff. So before, I had the fuel sump down below the battery, the Edelbrock fuel sump, which is sitting over there if you can kind of see it. But that's out obviously, so there's a fuel pump block-off plate where the mechanical fuel pump used to be, which is right there. And now it has 6AN Russell fittings all the way through it. It has twist lock fuel injection line up here and on the back of the by the fuel pump itself. I have a Russell fuel filter right here. It's a competition racing fuel filter. It's a 40 micron replaceable little disc inside of it. And then I have Russell a 90 degree right here, and then there's a 90 degree down there where it goes through the inner fender and out towards the fuel tank. So this is the feeder line, which is a 3/8 6AN, whatever you want to call it, 250 psi line, and then the return line's right here. I don't know if you can really see them. They run back that way. The feeder line goes to the driver's side, and the return line's to the passenger side. So that's what's going on up here. On the back side, it looks very similar to that, just how it looks right there. I used the hard lines that I had in the car originally to get to the back of the tank because I didn't feel like I needed to change them. And I kind of have a high doubt that there's going to be enough PSI in this thing to really hurt those. So, so with that, I think we're pretty much good to start it. So I'll go get my stuff ready to start it, and we'll go check for fuel leaks, and we might be out putting today. That's exciting. I'm excited. I'm actually stoked about this because I've been dealing with fuel issues with this car for a long time. And hopefully with this setup right here, we finally got it fixed. So if this works the way I hope it works, the car's like gonna run the best it's ever ran. It's gonna pull as best as it's ever done. It's gonna do so many things that it didn't do before. And I'm very happy about that. So hopefully if we can do this, there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on as far as cosmetic stuff, because the engine's gonna be done, and I'll be happy, and we'll all be happy, and you'll be cheering, and I'll be cheering, and I go rounds a lot more because the car's gonna actually work the way it needs to and be consistent again. So I'm excited. I'll get to starting it because that's the whole reason for this video. Stay tuned. All right, well, I would wait for other people to be out here, but I'm excited and no one's coming out, so they would expect nothing less of me than to do this. So we're going to start it. I have 2 gallons in the tank. That is not accurate. I don't know why that's that way, so we'll see if this fixes anything, but here we go. 3, 2, 1. It starts. Okay, that's fine. It started though. It's running. Nice keto fuel back there. No fuel dumping out of there. No fuel dumping out the back. I don't see any fuel right there leaking. I think it works. I think we're good. Let's go. Makes me so excited. I'm so happy. That's awesome. I might have to tune the throttle body a little bit. Just a little bit. getting, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the IAC and the RPM, so I adjusted the timing a little bit to where it needs to be. And now that IAC number, which is currently at 11, with the car idling around 870, 900, it should be down around 3 to 7, 3 to 10 is the range that you want it. And then when I adjusted the timing, it backed it off a little bit. And if you don't know, IAC is idle air control. So that's adjusting where it's idling at, and that's IAC with fuel injection is a really big deal. So I'm going to back it down just a little bit more, and all you need is a screwdriver. And there's a screw right at the back of the throttle body of the passenger side, and you can see it very well. So you can watch right here. Just going to pull it in just about a quarter turn, and it's going to bring the RPM up a little bit, and then it's going to back it back down. And then what what you'll see is it idling where it should be, right about there at 6. And I have the RPM idle set at 850. I have the idle set at 850, and it has, I think, about 16 degrees of initial timing, which gives me about 44 at the top. At about 3,000 RPM, it gives it about 44 degrees of timing at that number. So that will equate to about, I think I have about 30 something. I think I have 32 degrees of timing for the advanced curve once at RPM. Once I start going wide open throttle, so I'll probably down the RPM, the idle, just a little bit, just because I do that at the racetrack so it doesn't load up or do anything stupid. So, but yeah, it's sitting at 5 and 6, and I can already tell that the car is running a lot better with this fuel pump, because before it would cycle a whole lot more. So it would come up to, you know, 1500 and then drop down to 800, then 15, then 800, and then it would roll till like 1000 when I started getting closer, and then I could see the IAC would roll from like 3 to 11, 3 to 7, 6 to 12. It was kind of like that. And now it's sitting at 5, 6. It just sits right there. So, and that's what it should do. So already I can tell that the fuel pump, the Automotive fuel pump and everything's doing a lot better job than the Edelbrock one fuel sump was. So that kind of tells you the Edelbrock fuel sump is really good for street use, but as soon as you start doing hot rod stuff, like trying to make power to try to go run numbers, that's when it probably starts becoming an issue as far as that goes. So I don't know how much gas I have left in the car, so I don't know if I'll make a pass or not on the street, but we're definitely gonna rack the throttle some in here so you guys get to hear it. Timing advance, so yeah, much better, much crisper. And then we're gonna watch it roll down from 1500. It'll hopefully roll down and we're back to idle. It's trying to clear out the fuel that it still has in it. And there you go. The IAC is back to normal, and it'll hopefully idle back down to where it should be. There you go. And when the IAC dropped that low, it was compensating for the RPM, so it was trying to bring the RPM down. But the fuel pump's running strong at 99%, which is what this set will always say it's going to run at. But yeah, I'm stoked. That makes me happy. Cool. Well, now we go run the car. I'm very happy about this. I'm super happy about this. So I'll go set the GoPro up. I'll set my other camera up, and then we'll go from there. That way you guys get to see all this. So stay tuned. All right. Let's see what the car does. I am stoked. The fuel sender works. We were kind of concerned about it because it was at like full tank and I have like a gallon of gas in the car, and I was like, yeah, that's not accurate. But it moved itself, so we're gonna make like a 47-point turn right now. That's the way we have cars situated. I don't think I'm gonna get there with this way. Let's try something else.
Your door wasn't even shut.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to get out.
I understand. Okay.
I can't get out this way.
Probably not. That front's a terrible spot.
Oh, I know. It's too heavy to push though. Anywhere else.
You're gonna get this to deal with. You're
second.
Oh, good.
Let's try this again, shall we? And my other GoPro fell. That's nice. Hello. 4. They're in the office. I already unlocked it. I guarantee you it's unlocked. I was just in there like 30 seconds ago. One more time, shall we? There we go. We're free. Thank fucking God. I guess I'll put my seatbelt on. It's time for a putt. Open the gate up. I'll have to adjust the IAC again because it's back up high again, but it's fine. For what we're trying to do right now, it'll be fine. It doesn't affect power that much. It's just drivability is the thing that IAC does. And we don't care about drivability right now. We care about power. That curb stomping, awesome bald eagle power. Ooh, the pedal feels good too. It might not like the feel, I just realized. I'll pull it up over here. I'll just move it. Yeah, it's happy though. We're at 13.8, so I mean it's got fuel. I saw it hit 11 when I was at wide open throttle. So we just need to adjust the time or the timing a little bit back, because I don't think the fuel in it is good enough for the RPM that I just for the wide open throttle because the car has like pump gas in it, like 87 shit gas. Okay. Give me 1 second. I just took out like 4 degrees of timing. I moved about ½ an inch, so we'll see what that does. That's better. It's still like not happy though. That's weird. I think it's pinging. Okay, well, that helped it though. Now I just have to figure out why it's... Well, here, let me try something else. I just reset the learning curve on it. Yeah, it's idling high because of the... It's all pissed off. Don't rear-end me, car. That's something bad too. Yeah. Well, the fuel's not the issue because it's got plenty of fuel. It had, I think, 11.0 when I was driving just then. It read like 11, so it's getting fuel. We solved that issue. Now it's, I think, lazy, and then it's pinging at the top. Alright, well, seems how there's really no ending to this video. This is the ending. We ended up using 87 octane in it when the last couple of videos were shot when I first drove the car around, because that's what we had in our gas cans. And as soon as I put 91 in it, the car woke up mightily and actually was responding a whole lot better and did everything a lot better. And as you can see in this next video, it runs a whole lot better too. So enjoy me doing a burnout and some other stuff, kind of making up for not having a really good ending for this video, and see you guys next time.